These are the kinds of stories that has everybody gravitating to the Call of Duty scene. Stuff like this comes out of left field all the time. This was on nobody's radar, but yet here we are. So for those of you that are unaware, crazy story out of the Call of Duty League today. This was tweeted from the Esports Observer, in which they say Hecz has reacquired Optic Gaming in a deal separate from his association with NRG. According to sources, he will look to divest the Los Angeles CDL slot pending league approval on both the acquisition and the sale. So it seems as though Hecz might be reacquiring that Optic Gaming brand. Obviously, when Immortals took over, got the CDL slot in Los Angeles, it just wasn't a thing, right? They were bleeding subscribers, bleeding followers. You could tell that it was a brand that wasn't able to be ran underneath anybody else. It was either Hecz was going to run Optic Gaming or it just wasn't going to happen, right? That's the kind of pull that he has with that brand. Furthermore, if we look into the story from the Esports Observer, they say Hecz, current co-owner and CEO of NRG Esports, has acquired Optic Gaming. Sources close to the deal have come forward stating that after negotiations spanning a little over a month, Hecz purchased the Optic Gaming IP in its entirety and in practice, the Call of Duty League slot associated with the Los Angeles franchise. Now, to talk on that just a little bit, we do have to discuss like what is happening here. What will happen with both of those squads, right? If you're not following me on Twitter, this was kind of my instant reaction. This is what I thought. And if I had to guess, this is what makes the most sense to me. So again, it's at IconNationYT on Twitter if you're interested in my immediate thoughts. But for me, if you're looking at the arrows down here in the middle, it would make most sense. Obviously, Huntsman is a brand that they have been building, but even so, that brand is still pretty young. It doesn't have all the pull and all the followers of that Optic Gaming. I mean, if you're looking at just their Twitter followers, that's over 3 million. If you're looking at their YouTube subscribers, there's a clear difference there. And one has been established and one is just being built. So if I'm Hecz, the thing that makes sense to me is to possibly rename that Chicago franchise from the Chicago Huntsman to Optic Gaming Chicago or the Chicago Optic, or you try to make it work in that regards the same way that Atlanta did with the Atlanta FaZe. So if that happens, that means that they would be keeping their current spot in Chicago and then selling the franchise that they're getting from Immortals over at Los Angeles. The thing that makes sense to me, and I think the thing that would be the best for the Call of Duty League scene as a whole, would be if they're able to take that Los Angeles franchise, sell it to NADESHOT over at 100 Thieves, and that becomes the Los Angeles Thieves or 100 Thieves Los Angeles, something along those lines. If you're just looking at it from that perspective, imagine a franchise in the Call of Duty League, not only staying in LA, of course it's important to have a franchise in LA, even though LAG is over there, but to have the 100 Thieves name, not only the 100 Thieves name back into the Call of Duty League, but also NADESHOT back in the Call of Duty League. So you'd have 100 Thieves, which is a massive brand. You would also have Optic Gaming, which is arguably the biggest brand, especially when you're surrounding the Call of Duty League. Having both of those back, I just think it would just do so much for the league if that's how it works out. If that's not how it works out, if that's sold to somebody like Rise Nation or E United, or we have seen so many different rumors in and around the space of other organizations from the past finally wanting to put forward that initial entry fee and get into the Call of Duty League. I think that there will be a lot of people that are interested in taking that spot. I just think overall, it would be best if 100 Thieves was able to make it happen, and if not, a brand that's already been cemented in the Call of Duty scene like a Rise Nation or an E United, if they're able to make it happen. Of course, I do want to state overall that there was a little bit of, kind of funny reactions on Twitter to this. This is from Clayster, in which he said LMAO, and I thought we finally got rid of it because I'm sure from his point of view, somebody that's always been a rival from the old Optic squads, it's probably been nice this year, right? Of course, the majority of fans are still rooting for Chicago and that brand that Hecz is building. But just to go into tournaments and have when we were still on LAN, have other teams being rooted for. It wasn't quite as overwhelming as it was before when all those fans were there for Optic. So if that Optic brand goes back to Chicago, I'd imagine that the majority of fans would be reinvigorated. They would be back with that Optic Gaming fan base. Who knows? There's still a lot of things that have to come out in order for that to be true. But yeah, if I'm just looking at these teams overall, I think that Optic Gaming going back to Chicago and then selling this Los Angeles spot to a team like 100 Thieves, that's where I see this going. So in the comments down below, I mean, what do you make of this? Nobody saw this coming. I'm a little bit shell-shocked, to be honest. I didn't really ever think that this was a possibility. I thought that it was over with. I thought that it was gone. I thought that everybody had moved on. And now it seems like it's coming back. I gave you my first reaction, but my second and third reactions, I'm not even quite sure where to go with them. So in the comments down below, let me know what you guys are feeling about this. Do you think NADESHOT makes his way back in? Maybe E United, Rise Nation, maybe they're also interested in that spot. Let me know. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave a like as it helps out the channel. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.